John Wall, Bradley Beal, the Washington Wizards next year. They are going to be a really interesting team next year. Yes, John Wall got injured and very severely. Want to know the facts? John Wall got Achilles tear, and that's a severe injury as Dominique Wilkins only got better from that injury and recovered well from that injury. Rarely any players recover from that injury, and it could end players' careers. But John Wall has said in many interviews that he's 110% healthy. And yes, this may affect his athleticism, defense, and speed, which is his best part of his game. And he doesn't have an outside shot. But by saying he is 110%, we should expect him to be 110%. Then you have Bradley Beal having his best season in his career, averaging 30 points per game. I feel like not that much people are talking about the Washington Wizards going into next season, but they have pretty high potential next season. They could be a pretty good playoff team, but I've only been hearing the Brooklyn Nets, the Bucks, the Miami Heat, and the Boston Celtics, also the Toronto Raptors, being good teams in the Eastern Conference, but never heard the Washington Wizards. They were literally title contenders, and they literally got eliminated in the second round from going to the conference finals. And now from the Isaiah Thomas Celtics, they got eliminated from him on a Game 7. And I don't think people know how good that Washington Wizards team was, really. And Bradley Beal, he has got much better. He is only 26 years old, and he's only going to get better from here. So Bradley Beal and John Wall could be a really good dynamic duo next year. The only problem is obviously injuries. So if that's the case, then should they trade John Wall or Bradley Beal to get a better team? Well, the answer is I don't know. I honestly don't think the Wizards should trade Bradley Beal because he's averaging 30 points per game this season. I don't know for John Wall. John Wall is obviously coming off an injury this season, and yes, that's a very, very severe injury by John Wall. But you haven't seen how he's playing after this severe injury. You haven't even seen that happen. So I say if he plays bad after this severe injury, then I don't think they should keep John Wall if he plays really bad. Instead, I think they should trade him if he's not going to play good for the Washington Wizards and be a disappointment this season. I think they could trade him to the Phoenix Suns for Ricky Rubio and a first-round pick. This gives the Phoenix Suns some hope. A true point guard, one of the best point guards in the league. Even though if he's having a disappointing season, it's a change of scenery and he might play better with Devin Booker. Devin Booker will finally get his dream, and this team could honestly make it to the playoffs. And then you have Ricky Rubio for the Washington Wizards. He is a veteran, and he could also help out the team if John Wall is not playing that well. Well, this is a little bit of a risk because with a change of scenery, John Wall could make his value really high, and Ricky Rubio is not in the level of one of the top point guards in the league. So I think this is a dangerous trade that the Wizards should pull a trigger on, but it's not a bad trade that I've saw on Bleacher Report. Then another trade that I saw in a Bleacher Report article is this. Bradley Beal getting traded to the Denver Nuggets for Michael Porter Jr., Gary Harris, Torrey Craig, and 2 first-round picks for Bradley Beal. I've seen this trade so much times in Bleacher Report, and I think it's a solid trade, honestly. Michael Porter Jr., I don't think he's going to become Kevin Durant, but he could become an all-star one day. The only thing about that is that his defense may not be good. So yeah, that's a very, very disappointing factor in his game, but he could actually be an all-star for the Wizards. Gary Harris, yeah, you know Gary Harris. He could be a good defender for you. He's been playing good in the bubble, but he's inconsistent offensively. Not that good of an offensive player, but he was playing good in the NBA playoffs. Then the next player I want to talk about in this trade is Torrey Craig. Torrey Craig is another defensive wing which the Wizards need, and that would pretty much help the Wizards. Still, I don't think that trade is the best for the Wizards. Here is the best trade for the Washington Wizards if things are not working out with Bradley Beal and John Wall, and Bradley Beal is not a good fit in the team. If that happens, then I would say trade Bradley Beal to the Miami Heat for Andre Iguodala, Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, and 3 first-round picks. Actually, 2 would be a better price, but you get what I'm saying. 2 first-round picks. So, the Miami Heat get a second scoring option. That would be super good. He averaged 30 points per game, created his own shot, and he would make the Miami Heat way better as they lost in the NBA Finals. Then the Washington Wizards get a lot back. They get a really good future. The future for the Washington Wizards would be Tyler Hero, John Wall, Duncan Robinson, Andre Iguodala, and 2 first-round picks. Andre Iguodala is just a player for the salary cap, and he would be okay. I guess he would be an okay veteran on the Wizards. But what we really need to talk about is Duncan Robinson. And you also have Davis Bertans, 2 lights-out shooters, which you're pairing with John Wall, who is not that good at shooting. Then you have another player in Andre Iguodala, who I said it was an okay veteran in this type of trade. This would be good for both sides. And seriously, Tyler Hero has all-star potential, and I'm not even joking. Tyler Hero could be a legit all-star. I would really like to see what Tyler Hero and John Wall would turn out. And in my opinion, Tyler Hero is just like a mini Devin Booker. And once he hits his potential, I think that would actually be a really good duo, alongside with Duncan Robinson, Davis Bertans, and a veteran in Andre Iguodala. Overall, those are pretty good trades, but here's what I think the Wizards should do. If John Wall and Bradley Beal are playing really well, then here is what they should do. Rui Hachimura is a great young player. Then you have other players like Thomas Bryant, Davis Bertans, and that would be so good, in my opinion, if John Wall and Bradley Beal fit together, and John Wall plays 110% like he says in interviews. I think that would be super good fit. And the only thing, in my opinion, the Wizards should do is sign some free agents. I think that would be better for the team if they sign free agents instead of like trading John Wall or Bradley Beal if they're playing really good next year. And they need to just sign some relevant free agents. And honestly, that could be a championship contender team. And that's how scary the Washington Wizards could be next year. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. This is AJ, road to 50 subscribers. Peace out.